And moving into 2019, just a few things that we want to recap or refocus on as far as fundamentals are concerned. Again, I get real concerned as I watch any sport or any thing being done nowadays that we've gotten way too enamored with the scheme and we're not real concerned about the fundamentals. Again, a lot of times it takes, we want to do everything faster because we feel like we're stressed on time, and we really need to slow down and do things more specifically to fundamentally do something correct. So it's not inappropriate or it's not ineffective or it's not a waste of time to have people do things in slow motion. Again, I was always a great believer in that, and my kids on their Thursday night or Friday afternoon slow motion stuff in the end zone. The defensive offensive lineman would do that prior to games, and again, one of the things that I learned by watching them is it helps tremendously with correct movement patterns. The other thing is when they do it in reverse, that is even more helpful. So those are things that are just fundamentally important. Position, posture, and performance, I've been on this for a long time, but again, I've found out more and more as time goes on that in posture, a lot of people talk about shoulders back. I just listened to a very astute person describe how to deadlift and talk about the importance of shoulders back, using things to, again, help maintain that position. But again, you've got to be able to hold it yourself, and it's got to be natural. So we have to overemphasize enough initially so that we, again, will settle in the correct position. All right, it's important to not only bring the shoulders back, we want the scaps to come back as well. But the one thing that I think is extremely critical that a lot of people don't talk much about, or at least I've not heard anybody talk about it, is you want to bring them back, the scaps and the shoulders back, to not establish nice posture, which again engages all your abs, get you ready to get the posterior chain engaged. If you add the scaps together, the shoulders back, and dropping down, now you'll feel the glutes engage, you'll feel the lats engage, you'll feel the whole posterior chain engage, and now you have, again, good posture. So these are extremely important things that I think you need to attend to. So shoulders back, scaps together, and then drop the shoulders down. Okay, you watch a lot of people do their exercises, and movement patterns can't necessarily be wrong as long as you aren't necessarily getting hurt. But it's important to do movement patterns that are efficient so you have posterior anterior chain working together. You watch a lot of people that are doing bench presses. I was watching a guy today doing doing the bench press on a machine. Shoulders are way up. And again, they're forward, and he's not getting the actual application of that exercise, again, in the correct posterior anterior chain integration. So I could spend a lot of time on that, but we'll move on. So shoulders back, shoulders down, and scapulas back together equal great performance. Above done right, the abs will automatically get integrated into the pattern, plus you're going to feel your glutes integrated in your lat area, meaning that your whole posterior chain is now properly integrated into the movement pattern. Fundamentals are great to get performance, not scheme. It's important to realize that I don't care what workout routine you have. If they don't do the fundamental things right with it, you're wasting time. And that doesn't mean that they aren't going to get anything out of it, but they are not going to get the maximum out of it for the time invested. You'll notice again today, I'm emphasizing the bow tie for help to emphasis on posture. And the other thing, I've got the Bionic Man B3 bands on. I can't emphasize enough that we oftentimes in today's world we're dealing with symptoms. We aren't dealing with the actual causative factor or the foundational issues. Just like we were talking about in the workout scheme of things, I also want to mention that growth hormone is even more important than I ever realized it was. And the B3 bands are a good way for you to ensure that you're getting it yourself as a coach. And again, I'm promoting this primarily for you coaches because you have limited time and limited budget and so forth to be able to do certain things. But this is, again, a good way to help ensure that your growth hormone, which is a foundational part of your body's function, that again it's being produced at proper levels. At my age of 73, you basically have none. So everything that you can do to help increase growth hormone is going to be beneficial. So I actually do the B3 as well as I do the somatoderm or somaderm as well. So, and that's a gel. There's a lot of things out there now that are promoting stimulation of growth hormone. So again, these are the things that I've come about that I think are the best. So.